With Jonathan Franks. He's a spokesperson for Trevor Reed. You may remember Reed was released from Russia earlier this year in a prisoner swap. Obviously, that is what they are trying to do with Brittney Griner now. So Dennis Rodman, he is trying to help here, but I'm not sure if he will be very helpful. What are your thoughts on just the idea that the worm could play a role in diplomacy here?
Good morning, Mitch. Thanks for having me back. I'm sorry I'm laughing, but I think this is ridiculous. I think this is an attempt to market a poker company, just like his trips to North Korea were. I think he could do more damage than good. I agree with the senior administration official that told the Washington Post that diplomacy like this just isn't going to work.
What is the harm that he could do?
Hard to say. I mean, Putin is a pretty fickle guy. Say the wrong thing, propose the wrong thing, could inadvertently set negotiations back, because obviously they're not going to trust Dennis Rodman to tell him anything about the state of the negotiations so far. And I actually don't think that he was responsible for getting Kenneth Bay out. But certainly, you know, basketball diplomacy in North Korea was an interesting way to promote a poker brand.
He went over there to hang out with a dictator. He looks like he might be doing that again. You mentioned that a senior White House official had said, or Biden administration official rather, had said this is going to do more harm than good. Do they have an official stance on this about whether or not he should or can go? It sounds like all they've done is said, please don't do this. And that's about it.
Correct. I mean, they can't tell Americans where to travel, and they know that. They would never do that. But they're discouraging this, I think, in comments to the press for good reason. They're in the middle of an active negotiation, right? When he went to North Korea, there was not an active negotiation. Here there is, right? And Brittney plus Paul Whelan have the best of both sides, right? They have the best of the government and they have the best of the private sector and Bill Richardson. And, you know, sending Dennis to Moscow, as amusing as it will be to watch on TV, doesn't strike me as adding anything whatsoever to the equation.
Well, and along those lines, we've had official communication from Russia that said, don't make this a news issue. Keep these headlines out of the news. Let's negotiate in private. Dennis Rodman is there to make headlines, whether he negotiates or not. Obviously, the headlines are the priority here. So is this going to hurt negotiations in bringing it more public in a way that Russia doesn't really want?
I don't know. I mean, Russia has consistently threatened people with, you know, if the state of the negotiations to get your loved one out in public, we're going to end them. And they did not, in fact, do that with Trevor Reed. As you might remember, we made everything public, and he's still home. I think really the issue is whether, you know, Putin is an extremely shrewd negotiator and ruthless. And I think he can think circles around Dennis at this point in Dennis's life.
I feel like the best part about Dennis Rodman going over there is just to see how tall he is compared to everyone else, because it's just always kind of a certain, like, people don't realize how tall NBA players are. So it's going to be a great photo op, I think.
It'll be a great photo op. I don't know what color Dennis's hair is this week, but, you know, he never fails to entertain. I just don't think he's going to be particularly helpful in getting a hostage back, but it'll be quite the entertaining trip.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what we come down to, right? You were laughing when you started. We're kind of laughing when we finish. What color is Dennis's hair? We want Brittney Griner and Paul Whelan home. I just don't think this is what's going to get it done. And neither is my guest here, Jonathan Franks. He got Trevor Reed home. We appreciate your help on this one. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.